Today we're making a chicken stew, if you want to call it that. This recipe is about 60 years old, probably dates back probably about 200 years from the pioneer days. Anyway, it's quite simple. It can be put together in 5 to 10 minutes for the busy mom. So first of all, we have a nice chicken. I've rinsed it in the sink. I've also taken a little knife and cut away any of the extra fat here, which I always do when I'm making a chicken or a turkey, or else it'll make your dish very greasy, especially if you're trying to make a gravy. It'll make your gravy really greasy. So I cut away that extra fat. So all I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it into a roasting pan. And I'm just going to pat it dry a little bit, because the next thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of butter. Now, if you can't handle any dairy, you don't have to do this at all. So I just rub a little butter on it just to make it brown more nicer, but you don't have to do that. After that, I'm going to add my vegetables. It's very simple. So what I like to use is what my mother liked to use: carrots, cabbage, turnip, or rutabaga if you can't find turnip, and potatoes, and an onion. You can use a regular cooking onion or a red onion, and it's just for flavor. That's all it's for, just for flavor. So first I just chop up the vegetables. Just put them around the chicken, very quick. I already chopped up the carrots just to save time. You can use fresh carrots, or you can use the carrots in the bag, but I personally like to use fresh carrots. But if you're in a pinch, you can use that. Then I took about a half of a turnip, and I peeled it and I chopped it up into pieces. If you have a hard time peeling the skin off, you can always microwave the whole turnip with the wax on it on a plate in your microwave for 1 minute, and it'll soften up. After you get that all in, you got your potatoes in. I like to use red potatoes because they're a little sweeter versus a regular cooking potato, which is a little more starchy and not as sweet. But our favorites are the red potatoes. And then last but not least, just chop up cabbage, throw it in great big pieces, almost like wedges, like a piece of watermelon almost, and throw those in there around the chicken, not on top of the chicken, just around the chicken. If you don't like cabbage, you don't have to use it. You can use any vegetable you want, but if you use a vegetable that doesn't take long to cook, like green beans or broccoli or something different like that, then just add them in the last half hour that the chicken is cooking. This meal takes about 2 hours to cook in the oven at 350. The last thing you want to do is add a little salt and pepper. You'll see I use a lot of the same spices in my cooking: salt and pepper, and onion and garlic powder, because if you get too fancy with some of these children-friendly, family-friendly dishes, sometimes the odd taste of some of the different spices like curry will turn a lot of people off. So if you're cooking for a large mass or for kids, sometimes you just got to keep your spices simple. But these marry all the flavors in together. So after that, I'm going to take it over to the oven. I got a pot filler, I'm lucky. Just put about 1 inch of water in the bottom of the pot so it don't stick to the bottom. Last thing you want to do is cover it with tin foil. Completely. And put the lid on and cook it in your oven. 350, 375. If you have more time, you can put it at 350 for about 2.5 hours. So you can forget it, you can go shopping, come back 2 hours later, and you're all set. And that's how you have homemade